Welcome to part 134 of Persona 5 Royal, and since we've exposed who the mastermind is, it's time to see if we can infiltrate Shido's palace. But first...
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kinda came in handy. Well, remember how I put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? Basically, that let me see GPS info for two phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi. That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi. This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it. Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all. But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh?
Wow, when you stop and think about it, yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Hacking, oh boy, that's gonna be the bane of your existence in Strikers, that's for damn sure. Anyway, I will say this, there were actually voiced lines between Sojiro and you, and also Morgana and you, but for some reason, Futaba's the only one that had voiced lines. I don't understand. It's a royal thing. So, with that said, we literally can't go out tonight because of the fact that we just got finished being saved. So let's go on ahead and go to sleep.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while. Don't worry about it. This'll be a breeze compared to what we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end. Well then, we should get to sleep. You know, something that Futaba said before, when you were in a pinch in the palace, she picked up a reading of someone who came to your rescue. Was that... So it was Yoshizawa. Then we'd better let her know you're safe now. And I'll even lend you a hand with that.
And even though I'm alive, unfortunately, the same can't be said for the support of the Phantom Thieves, as it's going down and down and down as time goes on. It'll come to the point where the fan site will be pretty much at zero at this point. Good grief. And when that happens, that's when the plot kicks in. But for now, at least we're past the point of having to be worried about starting all over again, that is.
There's no point in even having an election. Shido's gonna win.
Of course, he's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal. Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
We'll show you.
Also, another thing I should note, all of your confidant ranks, if you happen to max them out, will actually be worried about you. Well, outside of the Phantom Thieves, all of the confidant ranks that you've pretty much maxed out, Oya's the only exception to that rule, because I haven't maxed her out yet, will be worried about your well-being and your safety, and they'll be calling about you to see how you're doing. On top of that, all your confidant ranks will actually appear later on, near the end of the game. Well, near the end of the first semester anyway. if you manage to max them out. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty good thing. I will give credit to 5 for doing that. We'll just repeated the thing. I mean, it's pretty much just an update, not a reboot at this point. And of course, Mishima calls us too. They don't necessarily call you in any specific order. It's so long as you manage to max out everyone, then they'll call you. And moreover, they'll check to see how you're doing. And that's pretty much what's going to happen for the remainder of this arc until we actually get to the final arc of the first semester. Well, let me rephrase that. Second semester. Because we're already in the second semester. Duh. So, on that note, we're going to have to try to get ourselves ready to try to get the keyword for Shido's palace. Because after all, Shido's palace is located at the Diet Building. The question is, what does he think about the Diet Building? Then again, we won't be able to actually have a distinct answer for that, even though it's obvious since he kept saying it throughout the entirety of the game. It's a goddamn ship.
Alright, let's head to the Diet Building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
You going out? You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
Conditions have not been met.
What about a mansion?
Conditions have not
Since
been
he's
met.
going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
Conditions have
What
not been
about
met.
an arena, like the Colosseum?
Conditions have not
Imperial
been met.
Palace?
Conditions have not been met.
It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer. It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay? We should all think about this tonight.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
Alright, now that we're done with the cutscene, we're gonna have to try another attempt to actually get into Shido's palace. Meaning we're gonna have to go to sleep or train. Primarily we're gonna do some training. Might as well. It'll only be a matter of time before we're able to have some free time before Shido's palace. So let's take some imported protein. Quite frankly, I should have saved that and used that for the gym. But we have all of after Shido's palace to do that anyway. And we're just pretty much working out now that this is the second time we did this sort of training. Morgana will be hanging off of your leg. Eventually, you won't be able, that's going to be the core training you're going to do. Granted, all this does is increase my HP, which my HP will be increased by 11. It's already ridiculously high as it is, and I'm going to warn y'all now, we'll be at max by the end of the game. And primarily through training in the gym, if not leveling up. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're still going to have a tough time dealing with Lavenza, so I probably won't be doing that fight because I still have not beaten it. Yes, I haven't beaten it to this day. So on that note, on to the 23rd of November. And I'm still getting text messages from my confidant ranks that I have maxed out. You would have gotten them from Oya if she would have ranked 10 instead of having it be a hangout. I think she was supposed to be a romance, so you would immediately go to rank 10, but I digress. She's one of two of them. Most of the adults are like that. But once we finish rank 10ing her, that would be fantastic. And even Takemi is calling us. Well, obviously, because she's my girlfriend for this run. So, we have voiceless cutscenes basically telling us to finish our dinner before we could talk on the phone. And now we're going to have more plot, hopefully to unlock Shido's palace.
Last one. Diamond mine.
Conditions have not been met.
No good.
How many do we miss?
Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up.
Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
You know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi.
Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge. Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy lent a hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yongen-Jaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh right! The candidates are currently campaigning!
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way. Hurry! And by the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
This next part, we just have to follow all the speeches all the way to the street.
Now is the time to rebuild this crumbling nation. Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society. Such a disgraceful past must be discarded. We must set sail into a new future of dreams and hope. So our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. So our nation can once again become a powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury. So our beautiful home will be acknowledged as the best country in the world. I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us... I hope to continue... I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all. Continue serving you all.
that the guy? You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, Brad.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me. It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare? This ain't a show. Get lost, kid. Damn brat! I'll sue!
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future. Let them go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person? Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure, aren't you? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different. It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person. He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. Ugh, that's the worst.
I assume the key word for what he believes the diet building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the diet building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
And now that we have come full circle and uncovered the man who pretty much ruined Joker's life, it's time now to end this part right here. Because in the next episode of Persona 5 Royal, and we got another person checking in on us, that would be EY. But as I was saying, in the next part of Persona 5 Royal, we may just get that keyword to Shido's palace after all. This is RVman985. Peace out and take care.